What's up, guys? This is the Finesse Father, and happy Monday to everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's stream. Sorry about missing out on Friday. Do apologize for that. It happens occasionally. I will miss a day here and there, but you know what? Can't be helped. Moving on. Today, we have some footage in the Atlanta from Dgen. You know him, you love him. He finesses. He does things. This is those things. So anyway, what I want to say, guys, is before we get right into this game, I'm going to have a lot of guest footage this week. He always has good footage. You guys know it. We're going to put some of that, more of it, on the channel. We also had a gentleman, the Chuckster, reach out to me in the comments of one of the videos. He has tons of stuff as well. And we also have a clip from Rogue One, which he actually sent some stuff over to me when I was doing a lot of World of Tanks stuff. If for those folks who have done a lot of World of Tanks stuff, watch it with me. Whatever, man, you know what I mean. Anyway, so we have a lot of guest footage, is what I'm saying. And guys, the bottom line of what I'm trying to say here is if you want to get some footage out here to me, you want to slide it up in me, whatever, let me know. I will put it on the channel. I will make you look good. It is what I do. So, think about it, act on it, make it happen. Moving on. Decoration is what is happening right now. The Atlanta, guys, you know, has the shell arc. And if you don't have your head on a swivel, it's easy to miss a lot of shots. Granted, we're danger close here. This gentleman is on top of us, but as you can see here, you know, we're not plagued by those ridiculous shell times. However, at the same time, we don't have that ridiculous arc. We're trying to get some torps happening here. The guy is kind of finessing. You know it's close if we're, you know, in torp range for the Hotlanta, because 4.5 clicks, what have you, it's just not going to happen unless he's almost on top of us. Now, as you can see here, guys, we have a wave of hatred coming right down the middle. So we are obviously not going out there. But what we're going to do is we're going to sit here, we're going to post up right in this gap. If anybody gives us the opportunity, we're going to put some torps down range. But as you can see here, this area is very, very tight where this gentleman here is to our 10 o'clock. Thus, he can't really get away from our rounds. Put some good high X into him there, and we're stacking some decent damage. We're up in the 12k range here. I'm not necessarily setting the world on fire, but you know what? We're trying to. But it's still early on in the game. Now, as far as the team goes, we've got one of our ships down. Not necessarily a deal breaker. And if you guys have heard anything I've talked earlier in some of the previous videos about, you know, how things kind of shift exponentially, we don't necessarily have that problem going on. Although we did just lose another ship, and if the red team kind of pushes in the right location, they can actually get out there and make some things happen. Boom! We just managed to take somebody down there while I was talking. Up to 20k. Citadel hits. We're making it happen. We've got a gentleman creeping out here on us. We're going to see if we can throw some torps at him. And we managed to end him before the torps got there. But you know what? They call those Atlanta torps the old poop torps. And that is exactly what it is. You fire those torps when things are horribly wrong. And somebody getting within 4.5 kilometers is horribly wrong for anybody. So yes, it's a good thing. We did manage to kind of hold this channel here. We're not letting anybody through. This is the definition, folks, of area denial. And you know, Dgen is making it look very, very easy. 24k so far. Expertly handling the ship there. Not really giving up a lot of shots. We did get touched earlier, but we are still in, you know, we have a good amount of health here, a good amount of HP, and we're not really letting any of it get out the door. And that's the thing. When you're in a position like this and you have a lightly armored cruiser such as the Atlanta, known as a floating citadel of sadness, you have to conserve every little bit of health. And you also have to be very, very careful when you're being fired on, because the slightest hit can knock off a good chunk, which is exactly what happened to us earlier. Now we're going to creep up here just a little bit, just to see if we can get any shots on this gentleman. Even if we could see the bow or the stern or whatever, we'll take it. You know, we're not picky. We're looking for anything right here. We're firing right here, hoping that gentleman is going to go and continue forward. We can't really see the stacks. We don't know which direction he's going. And that's kind of the thing, you know, when you're in a position like this, you have to take what you can get. And sometimes, you know, you fire those angles, you fire those goofy angles, and you may get a fire. So, you know, you can't fault him for trying, because you put any one of us in that same situation, we'd be doing the exact same thing. Now, back to the game at hand. We're not exactly alone out here. We do have allies. And as far as the team goes, our team is down 4, the bad guys are down 3. But the bad guys are down, you know, a DD, and in a situation like that, I feel like that is very, very important, because the DDs are the ones that can really get out there, in my personal opinion, cause some real big havoc. Putting some good rounds on this gentleman right here. Really nice, tight patterns. I mean, it is a solid pattern. We're getting some good shots on target. And not having tons of effect, but you know what? That's what the Atlanta is. The Hotlanta is death from 1,000 cuts, and that's exactly what we're doing. We've lost some more health. We've got some guns damage, or a gun damage, I should say. We're up to 32k now. We're kind of backing off, because Dgen realizes, you know, we're getting a little too beat up. We don't need to risk. The juice isn't worth the squeeze, folks. And that's exactly what we're realizing. We're backing out. You can see the rounds impacting there around us. We're going to go ahead and fall back here, take cover behind this island, and we are not letting anybody take our location from us. We are this is area denial. This is defend. I mean, we're out here making it happen. You know, we're not exposing much more than we have to, and that's a lot of times what happens is, and I see it myself, is guys will get antsy, they get tired of waiting, and they go out there and they bend a corner and they run into torps, or they run into, you know, an Iowa firing its full complement or whatever, you know. So you have to be very cautious. You have to keep a head on a swivel, and you really have to be on top of things. And as you can see here, this gentleman has radar going. He knows we're there. We're just trying to line up these torps. Line them up so as soon as he bends that corner, we can throw them, and then we immediately go full reverse. And that's what's going on right there. We're going to go ahead and put some rounds in this gentleman and hope the engines get kicked over. And as you can see there, the engines were not getting kicked over, so we went ahead and went all ahead full, and kablamo! He shoots, he scores. We managed to connect with some torps. It was worth the squeeze that time, folks. We took a hit. It's not the end of the world. We did take some damage. We're considered a one-shot now, but we got another piece of the puzzle off of the map. So we're stacking the kills. We've got a good amount of damage. We are in the crippled zone, what I personally consider the crippled zone. So you have to be very cautious, and you have to not get shot. But at the same time, we're in a hot Atlanta. We can launch stuff over top of mountains. Now, Dgen is doing the smart thing, and he is pulling back out of that zone, because at this point somebody can just push up on him, come around the corner, fire a few rounds, and it's game over. And we don't want that. We want to stay alive as long as physically possible. Dgen comes from the world of tank mentality, to where he understands the longer you stay alive, the longer you have chance to put up some real damage, some real numbers. And that's exactly the right thing to do in this case. He's falling back, he's repositioning, he's going to post up and rain down some hatred, give some support fire on some of these other gentlemen over here who are in dire need of to get pooped on, if it were, as it were. Now, there's an island here to our right. Not necessarily super good cover, but at the same time, some of the different islands, some ships have difficulty firing over depending on how close or far away you happen to be from them. So we may be able to use this to our advantage. and also it's a great distance, so we may be able to just move the engines a little bit just to kind of finesse if we can. Now we are putting some rounds on this gentleman here, and like I said, we're not lighting the world on fire. We're not doing tons and tons of damage here at a time, but we are nickel and diming him, which does a few different things here. For one thing, it's going to keep him on fire. If he decides to use his repair kit, if he gets hit with torps, he's going to be flooding and he's going to be big time screwed. So, you know, we are performing a function here, and we don't need to be the tip of the spear, folks. I see a lot of Atlantas go out there and they're like, you know, I'm in Atlanta, I've got the best DPM, whatever, I'm tip of the spear. It is not a good look for the Atlanta, folks. Support fire is what this ship is made for. And as you can see here, Dgen knows exactly where he needs to aim at a given distance because he's probably played the Atlanta a lot. Because let me tell you, folks, if you're having trouble connecting with the Atlanta, don't feel bad. Because, you know, it has such a different shell arc versus everything else. Totally different. So, we are up to 77k. We're getting a lot of defended ribbons. We're setting people on fire left, right, and center. And that's just consistent. That's reoccurring damage. And it's a good thing for us. You know, if they put it out, we can get them back on fire again and make that happen. You know, obviously, we're not going to get any torp hits in from this distance unless we get rushed. As far as the game goes, it's 2v3. We can still pull this out. He's behind cover, but we're raining the hatred down on him, which is exactly what the Atlanta is made for. I mean, this is textbook what you are supposed to do. We don't see him, but we know he's there, so we're just going to poop in that area. Now, as far as consumables go, our sonar, hydrosonic, whatever, and the radar used up. We have nothing. We're out here, you know, kind of all alone in the end zone, so to speak. We don't have a whole lot going for us as far as consumables go, but that's fine. People are so far away, and at this point in the game, late game, and it is truly late game, we know the positions of everybody, or we know approximately the positions of everybody, so we don't necessarily need radar. There are not going to be any big surprises. We're not really worried about any of that. Now, we're backing out of here because we are the last one left on the map. We've got rounds coming in right now. This is not a good look, and we need to focus on getting the heck out of Dodge, and that is exactly what we're doing. We're going hard right rudder, all ahead full, and we are getting out of here. Can we make it? Probably not. We've got rounds incoming, and no, we get ended. But you know, this is going out there and doing every single thing you can, exhaust all options. 96,028 damage, 348,000 silver credits, what have you. We went out there, we balled, we made it happen. We were a valuable asset to our team. Top of the leaderboard. Guys, I hope you enjoy. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, and we will see you guys tomorrow.